Hi guys, thanks for watching. Today I'm going to be doing a collaboration video with TheCortReport. If you do not know who she is, her name is Courtney. She lives in Minnesota. She's generally fantastic. She's also an insane coffee addict like myself. So it only seemed natural that we pair up and do a video. Considering the time of the year, we decided to embrace this back to school spirit and do a collaboration geared more towards the college age crowd. If you're in high school, you're welcome to continue watching this and to take tips from it. But I don't, frankly, I'm a little old and I don't really remember high school very much. So I picked college because I do kind of remember it. If you were like me in college and you didn't have a whole lot of money, you were not about to go spend 50 bucks on the bronzer that I used in this video. So I do give you a couple of options for drugstore alternatives that I can pretty safely recommend to you, because I'm not going to send you out with like crappy alternative products. Like, that's just no bueno. If you want to see basically how I got this really easy, get ready in 10 minutes or less so you can stop at Starbucks and get your Trenta iced coffee. So that's how I roll. Keep watching. And if you want to see the hair and outfit portion of this collaboration, go visit my girl Courtney. So again, I hope you guys like the video and I hope you find it useful. I kind of wanted to focus more on getting ready in like 10 minutes or less, but still looking, you know, like polished without trying too hard. So basically, my source of inspiration was my freshman year in college. I had to take this English, like honors English class, like I was required to. And it was only at like 9-10 in the morning. And it was Monday, Wednesday, Friday. And I am not a morning person. So I remember waking up at 8:45, full panic attack, blur, get ready, like every day. So basically I wanted to do my makeup in 10 minutes or less, but still look, you know, reasonably polished and well kept, and like my parents still love me. This is actually going to kind of, you know, stem from that. I'm using a pretty good blend. I'd say it's about 50-50 drugstore to high-end. If you do not have access to high-end products, do not have the budget for high-end products, do not fret. I have you covered. I have found alternatives. I may not use them in the video because I don't personally own them, but I do know of several other makeup artist friends who speak very highly of them, so I do recommend them to you. So the first thing that we're going to be doing is, I'm assuming that you've already washed your face, brushed your teeth, any kind of a skincare routine you've already got established, you've achieved. So I'm going to dive right into makeup. You'll notice I already have my brows on. That's because I ran out to get coffee with you on the morning crap. So the first thing that I will do is use my BB cream. You guys have seen this is now the third video that I feature this product in. This is the Pond's Luminous Finish BB Plus. This is great because it gives you coverage. It gives you like a nice glow, so you look like you're a little more rested, but the matte, the finish is still matte, and it doesn't feel tacky or like you can't like touch your face. I'm using the shade medium. It currently comes in two shades, medium and light. I've blended light and medium to get my shade before, but I've been getting some color. So yeah, I can get away with medium right now. So you just want to kind of work this into the skin. I mean, it's BB cream. You don't have to be like hyper specific about where you're putting it. Just make sure that you get the coverage that you want, and it also has SPF in it. So if you are somebody who, like, I knew a lot of girls in college that would like go to their 8 a.m. class, go to their 9 a.m. class, and then they go like lay out from 11 to 3, and then go to like 3 to 4 and 4 to 5 classes. So if you're one of those girls, here you go. This way you don't have to take sunscreen for your face. And if you do, just take your BB cream with you. When I go to the pool, I take my BB cream with me and touch up with it. So there you go. And it gives you pretty good coverage. It's buildable, so if you do want to add more, the only thing I would tell you is to put a powder down, because it is still a skincare item, so skincare doesn't build on itself like makeup does. So you need to give it something to stick to if you're going to go in for a second layer. If you are going to do that, take your compact now. I'm using the Makeup Forever Duo Matte Powder in 203. If you don't want to buy this, can't afford it, not a fan of it, another one that's good, that's matte, And then his drugstore is the Rimmel Stay Matte Powder. I think it's like $4 or $5. Ulta also always has Rimmel buy one get one half off. If you do decide to take a trip there, it could be worth your while. So there's that. The next thing I'm going to do is my under eye concealer. I really recommend this to you guys. I understand that some people prefer concealer. I think this is a genius product. This is the Garnier Skin Renew Anti-Dark Circle Eye Roller. I don't know if this comes in more than one color. I always just found the one and it works for me. But I have heard there's a light and a medium. Maybe in Canada, I'm not quite sure. But I just roll this on and I let it sit. If you have it like 10 minutes, you could do this whole routine if you're not talking to a camera. So BB cream, then some powder, then I do my under eye concealer. Next up is lip balm. This is the Body Shop Cocoa Butter Lip Balm. If you don't want to spend money on lip balm from Sephora, I recommend you go here and get this. I bought this. It was buy one get one half off, so they're $8 each. I got 2 for $12. What's nice is it smells like chocolate. It's still moisturizing without being heavy. There's no color. If you do want to wear a tint, I mean, take your pick. You can do a Revlon lip butter. You can do a Maybelline Color Whisper. If you have some money, I think the YSL Glossy Balm Stain is where it's at. If when I have meetings or something during the day and I need a lip to kind of get me through a couple of hours, that is what I wear. It is fuss free. All right, so my lip balm's on. Now you do your brows. I've already told you I've done mine when I went to get coffee. So pretend I'm doing my brows now. This is the Anastasia Brow Wiz in Caramel. This is my holy grail brow pencil. If you do not want to spend $21 on a brow pencil, I recommend 2. The Maybelline Red pencils, it's a duo twin pack, and the Revlon Brow Fantasy dual-ended brow tool. One side is a pencil, the other side is a tinted brow gel. I used to get a blonde shade. I don't remember the actual name of the shade of blonde, but I think there was only like one. But I think that's really great. If you need a clear brow gel, Maybelline Great Lash comes in clear, and that's like $2 or $3. Just get that. Another option for you if you need any kind of a brow powder, at Sally's Beauty Supply, you can get something by Sally Girl. It's like a brow powder, 2 different shades. It's like a twin pack. There's like a lighter shade and a darker shade. I know a couple of makeup artists that have used that on younger girls, and if you're in college, like a traditionally aged college person, you can get away with just a little bit of powder. You don't have like the skin concerns that like you get in the next 10 years. So those are options for you. Next up is eyeliner. I think if you are going to an 8 a.m. class, I would not probably put on a full winged liner unless you really want to. But I do think a great option for you is to line your waterline because it makes the white of your eye brighter. You look more clear-eyed. So I'm going to go ahead and do this. But before I do, now I'm going to pat my concealer in. So I'm just going to take my finger, which is what I normally do because it helps me really press the pigment and everything down into it. And you'll see I just kind of go over my under eye and then I'll just kind of pat it in a little bit. And there you go. If you want to set this, I typically do because I'm more oily. Plus it's your under eyes and I typically have quite a bit of eye makeup on. Just go back to your powder. There's no reason if you're in college to have like a kit unless you're pursuing makeup. When I was in college, I had more makeup than I think anybody else, but I started doing makeup for other people when I was in high school. So I can't remember ever not having a kit. I really love this. I like L'Oreal Smoldering Voluminous Smoldering Eyeliner. It's an Kohl. It's just a black fat one and it comes with a sharpener. It's like $4 or $5. It's great. Again, I got this at Ulta eons ago. But you just want to line your waterline. Please, if you are going to do this, line your top and your bottom. I always start with the bottom, but just don't ever not line your top if you're going to line your bottom because you're going to look like Avril Lavigne in the worst way. If you need help, like a tip for this, it's basically put your hand above your eyebrow and lift up and then look down. It will lift your eyelid off your eye, and that way you can draw on the waterline and not poke yourself in the eye. I wear contacts, so if I poke myself in the eye, I will literally see like chunks of color on my contact lens, and it just drives me nuts. So that's a good tip. The other thing I like about this is if you do kind of smudge or like find yourself getting it on your eyelids, it's easy to clean up. It doesn't actually stain like so many other like black liners do. Just kind of make sure you get them good. Alright, so next, in the morning, if you have 5 minutes, don't bust out the Naked palette, or unless you like are really proficient with a palette. I stick with chubby sticks, especially on younger girls, because it gives you great color payoff. It's super, super easy to use anywhere around makeup, tools, and different products and whatnot. It's an awesome stepping stone. Also, they're typically really well pigmented because it's a pencil, so it gives you that really creamy texture. It doesn't hurt. It doesn't feel like you're taking a long time doing it. It's just wonderful. The two that I have are pretty similar in the container. They look different on skin though. I have the Urban Decay 24/7 Glide On Shadow Pencil in Rehab, and I have the Tarte SmolderEyes in Gunmetal. You guys know how much I love these Tarte pencils. These are my favorite cream pencils. This is Gunmetal. This is the Urban Decay Rehab. So I'm going to be using the Tarte pencil in Gunmetal, and all I'm going to do is just basically draw on my eyelid. You don't have to be wildly accurate with this because you're just going to smudge it out anyway. I would also, if you do get this specific one, I would tell you to work one eye at a time because it does dry down pretty quickly, and once it's dry, like it's done. Like it's a good base for eyeshadow if you do want to layer like more color on later in the day, but don't let the creaminess fool you. It dries quickly. And there you go. And I basically just try to color my lid and then I smudge it out with my finger. You don't have to be wildly precise or delicate about this. A tip if you're going to use your finger, which is what I do with creams, is press into the skin and then kind of almost like flip your finger up real lightly, because that way you don't get creases in the skin. And close your eye all the way. I notice if you don't like kind of almost like press and then pull up, you won't get into the little creases that your eye can sometimes, you know, make when it's looking in different directions. A drugstore suggestion for cream pencils, NYX makes jumbo pencils that are amazingly well regarded. I just don't have them. To be in the same vein as the cream pencils, if you want to look really awake, obviously, highlight the inner corner. I don't have my one champagne pencil in the same room that I'm in right now, so I'm just going to use the What's Up by Benefit, and I'm just going to place that right in my inner corner and up a little bit and then smudge it out. And there you go. If you have time, you want to build more in, just again bust out more colors. I'm just going off of the ever too vivid memory of waking up with 10 minutes to get to class, including the walk to the building. So then next I'm going to take a mascara. This is the Volume de Chanel mascara in Noir. I love this stuff. I think it's fantastic. But if you want a good dupe, I highly recommend the Maybelline Colossal. Get the yellow, get the waterproof. Because if you rub your eyes in class, you don't want to have black all over your eyes. Alright, so there you go. Mascara is on. My eyes are basically done at this point. If you want to find dupes, go to Ulta because they carry Tarte and they also carry NYX. So take the Tarte to the NYX and try to find one that matches it. But also try to swatch if you can, because the textures may affect the actual color payoff on the skin, and what you think may be a dupe may actually look completely different when you actually apply it because the formula may be different. So just as a heads up. So the next thing we're going to do is some bronzer. If you don't have budget constraints, I really recommend the Guerlain Terracotta Bronzing Powder. This stuff is amazing. If you do have budget constraints, go to more of the darker skin toned facial powders and use that as a bronzer. I have heard good things about Rimmel makes a decent matte bronzer, and so does Maybelline just came out with their like Dream Matte or Dream Sun. They have a matte one as well. I haven't tried that, but I've heard fairly decent things about it. But again, you don't feel the need to actually have to go out and buy this because it's like 50 bucks. The brush I'm using is the brush I use for bronzer. It's just the fancy face brush from Sunset Blonde. I really love it because it takes the guesswork out of blending, and if you're in a hurry, you don't even have to look at your face. So it's lovely when you're trying to do two things, or for me, you're yelling at like your husband and your dog. If you're like a lot of my friends are yelling at your kids. So just kind of warm up your face this way. If you do want to add additional steps and you want to add a blush, MAC Sincere is what I recommend to a lot of people. It's a Sheertone blush, which means it's not going to go on super pigmented. It's not going to add a lot of, you know, color to your face. It's a good neutral apricot color, which I really like because it fits a lot of different skin tones. I've been using this a lot over the summertime because I've been getting some sun and I've been playing with a bunch of different looks, and it's just a good kind of neutral, not making your cheeks a big, you know, focal point shade. I know True Match by L'Oreal makes blushes. I know they make one that is a similar shade to this. I'm very sorry, I do not know what color it is. The shade itself is again called Sincere by MAC. If you have a few more minutes and you want to put a little bit of extra effort, take a highlighter. This is again Benefit's What's Up. Highlight your Cupid's bow and highlight your nose. And literally, like, just take it down your nose, run your finger up and down it a couple of times really lightly just to kind of blend it out, and then kind of buff out your Cupid's bow a little bit. What this does is it lifts planes of your face. If you want to highlight like your cheekbones or whatever, you could do that. And this way you look rested, you look hydrated, you look like you have your shit together, so to speak. If you literally took a minute an ingredient, it would take you like 7 minutes to get ready. And I took longer than that because I was talking to you. You can sit in class, you feel like you look presentable enough, you know, you're not trying too hard, you're not, you know, worried about like a red lip like smearing or lipstick getting on your teeth. You know, you don't have to worry about falling asleep and having like 6 different products on your cheek that suddenly have gone away, but this cheek still has them. So I hope you guys liked it. I hope you have a wonderful year at school. Whatever academic or creative path that you're on, I hope you find success. And yeah, I'll talk to you guys later. Thanks, guys. Bye.